Hello, everybody. I am Laura Mitre, and I'm here with
And I'm Tracie Mahan.
Tracie Mahan. We are here to tell you all about the upcoming trip to Egypt. This is what we call the Initiatic path through Egypt, which is going to blow your mind because this is the path that we will be recreating. It's the same path that the pharaohs and the very important people in ancient Egypt used to do and used to take in order to achieve enlightenment. So the idea that the human beings are advancing to the next level, or what we hear sometimes as they are waking up, what that basically means is that as we transitioned from Homo sapiens to Homo erectus, or from Homo erectus to Homo sapiens, now the next stage for humanity is the Homo sanctus illuminatus, which basically means that you become holy, right? Like what Jesus came to show, or Buddha, or all of those teachers that came here to teach us how to live in coherence and how to advance to the fifth dimensions and higher dimensions in order to accomplish a life full of light. And we will tell you the places that we will visit and what they mean. So we will tell you also about the workshops that we're going to be giving you. So I will be showing you all about how astral projection works. I will explain how all your physical and your energy bodies work and how they connect and how they can transfer so that you can have that mastery to travel outside of your physical body and project and connect through this full of energy places. It is also said that we, certain humans, with our energy and our DNA frequency, we hold the key. And imagine that you are the key, and these beautiful places in Egypt full of energy are like the instruments. So you're the key, you go to that place, you get activated, and you also not activate your, you not only activate yourself, but you also activate the place. Hence, the energy of the planet keeps vibrating. So the energy of the planet keeps increasing. We will do the path, and we're going to start from South Egypt all the way to the north. That's the way the ancients did it, through the Nile River. Why that way? Because as above, so below. And it is said that the Nile River is the reflection of the universe. And by starting in the root chakra, not only we're going to activate all of that energy in our bodies, we're also going to receive clearing and healing so that we can be, in a way, fine-tuned. Continue to using the analogy that you are an instrument. You will be fine-tuned in all your energy all the way to when we get to the pyramid. We will be ready with this astral projection workshop that we will be giving you. You will be ready to have a very private session inside the King's Chamber. We will spend quite some time in there in a private tour, just our group, so that we can have time to meditate and complete all of those activations as the Great Pyramid represents your crown chakra. And that's on my part. And now Tracie is going to tell you all about what she's gonna teach you and activating you.
Well, you guys, we're gonna have so much fun. And Laura and I have already talked about how, if there's a gap of time, let's fill it in with something extraordinary, right? And so we want to bring this into the most of an experience that any of us can have, us included. But I'm going to be channeling in information. I channel with the Octurians. If you don't know who I am, I work with the Octurians. I work with one specifically that I call Daniel, and that they are my gatekeepers. So other channels can also come in through them, through that gateway. So when we get into these temples, when we get into these sacred spaces, there's going to be messages. There's going to be activations throughout this whole thing. I just know it. And like every time we start talking about it, we start buzzing. So it's like, we just know there's some great things coming. So between the astral travel, which is going to be so amazing when we can just sit there and move our energy through these sacred sites and and just discover them. We're going to have memories resurfacing from when we've been here before. And one of the other things that we will intend to do with you guys is take you on a lifetime regression to find out what those lifetimes were, and to go seek that information. I know I want to know. I've seen some of my own already, and I'm sure, Laura, you have too, and you've been in the experience and immersed in Egypt and having those activations as well. So it's really going to be our intention to bring absolutely the most out of this for everyone that we can, and bring you into the understanding of your connection to Egypt, bring you into the gateways, the stargates of Egypt, and what are the messages from the starseed beings that are connecting to us through there, and all the fun things. I mean, there's so much more, I'm sure, that's going to keep evolving as it keeps getting closer. So yeah, so that's
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. As Tracie said, we are going to have so much fun, and we're going to learn a lot, and we're going to get tons of activations, and you're going to learn what your connection to Egypt is. Most people that go to Egypt, they usually feel pulled. Well, actually, I'll tell you, two things can happen. You have this pull or this urge that all your life you've been thinking about Egypt, or you think about pyramids and you're curious and you want to know and you want to be there. And at times, some people might remember through dreams that they had a lifetime or some kind of a connection, or they feel very, very connected to the gods, right? Like Isis is a big, strong connection because she's our divine mother, right? She's the representation of love and so many things. And so are other gods, right? And the other thing that I found is that for some people, if they're going through some kind of catharsis, something bad is happening in their life, and they just think, I just want to go anywhere, boom, Egypt happens.
It just happens.
It just happens. And there's no, and I'm speaking for myself because that's how it happened. I just wanted to get away.
Run away with us, run away.
Yes, I just wanted to get away as far away as possible. But know, guys, that if you have this urge, whether it's conscious or unconscious, you are being called. You are being pulled, because we are at the time that everybody needs to activate those DNA frequencies that we have, because the time to change is now. The time to transition to Homo Sanctus Illuminus is now. And I know that sounds very fancy and very crazy, but I just repeated
like something I can't say. I'll butcher that. But yeah, it is such an important time for us to remember, though, that this is what we came here for.
Exactly.
And I did forget to mention also, it's very activating in light language and your channeling. And that's another part that I will be working with people on, is bringing in, if you don't already channel, let's bring it in. And if you do channel it, let's hone it in a little bit more, and let's all work on that. And the light language is the language of your soul. And when it comes in, it is very healing to the body. So that is definitely some things, you know, that we'll bring out for all of us to work with, and yeah, bring that piece in.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I want to add to that.
Oh, Laura, say it again.
Homo Sanctus Illuminus.
Yes.
Which basically means you become a divine person. Meaning, I'll tell you, in my country, plain language is like when you don't give a blip about anything anymore, and nothing affects you, and you can just rise above the ashes anytime, anywhere. Because we're still in this 3D experience, right? But it makes a big difference when you understand what's happening and how you know you have the power to shift that energy into something that is positive and enlightening for you, instead of staying in the victim role, right? Like, why does this happen to me, etc. So that is where you will benefit from taking a trip like this. Not only you'll have a lot of fun with us,
I mean,
you'll eat delicious food, because the food in Egypt is delicious. People are very, very, very nice, but for some people that are not used to that type of culture, it could be intimidating the first time. So with that, I want to assure you that I've been to Egypt. This is going to be my 5th time probably. And by now I'm addicted because every time I go back, there's something new, there's something different, and there's something big. The first time it was crazy for me in the sense that there was so much activation, there was so much energy, and I didn't even know anything. I didn't understand anything. I seriously thought I was going crazy. But luckily, I was around people that understood what it was about. And I was very supported and I was very cared for. And now, my life changed completely. And that's what I keep hearing over and over. Every time I go with these groups of people. I had the opportunity to be with Matias de Stefano in 2022, February. Most people that go to Egypt for the first time, their life changes. It's a life-changing experience. And so we want to share that with you. We want you to have that experience. We want you to take control and take power of yourself, your being, your energy, and move to that next stage in your life and understand all these frequencies and all these things that are happening around us.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe we'll have to call it the Great Activation.
Yeah. Yeah. We can give it a name. Yeah.
If we want to, yeah. So many things. All right. So tell us, you got 12 days on this itinerary. Talk to us a
Yes.
little bit about that.
So we will arrive at Cairo. That's going to be our meeting point. For those that enroll, there might be an opportunity that we're going to have Facebook groups and WhatsApp groups so that we start connecting ahead of time. Also, the workshop, once you enroll, you're going to start getting information so that before you land in Egypt, you will already have all of the information about the energies and the frequencies and your energy bodies, etc., so that you can have a head start on that. So we arrive in Cairo for one day. We're going to be there. And then the following day, we travel to Aswan. Aswan is one of the south cities, almost bordered with Sudan. So the southernmost part on the Nile River in Egypt. And that's where we're going to start. Again, this place represents the crown chakra. I'm sorry, the root chakra. And then we will move forward to the crown chakra, which is going to end in Cairo. So we're going to go to Philae Temple, we're going to go to Isis Temple. And not only will we take you to what the modern temples are, we're going to take you to the original temples. A lot of people that go to Egypt doesn't know this, but the temples that most tourists go to now, they weren't the originals from where, the gods built them. Isis Temple, for example, they're underwater because the earth has shifted and the course of the Nile changed so much that now they're underwater. Others were vandalized when Egypt was invaded by the Greeks and the Romans and, everyone else. So we will take you to those sacred original places. We will go to Komombo, Luxor. So we're going to be moving up the Nile River all the way until we can get back to Cairo. So again, the Nile River represents the vertebrae of Egypt and of the earth. So we're going to be activating those chakras through each temple. And at the same time, we're going to be doing it in our body. Because again, as above, so below. So everything is a reflection. We're going to be doing this for Egypt. We're going to be doing this for Earth. And we're going to be doing this for ourselves. Because as you provide service to Earth, you're providing service to yourself as well. And then we're going to...
There is a picture of what you're speaking about on the website that was created for this event. So if you're curious about that chakra system, she has a really wonderful picture of that, illustration of that on the website.
Yes, that's true. I put that on the website because that's the main thing about this trip, right? To go do that for ourselves. I found a lot of people, again, that in the trips that I've done before, there's always healing. And there's always, even if you don't want to, I'll tell you for myself, the first time I went to Egypt, I was running away, literally. And so many activations and so much healing happened that I didn't even know what was going on. But it happens even if you don't ask for it. But imagine what can happen if all of us get together with those wonderful, amazing energies, with the channeling that Tracie is going to do, the light language activation, and you knowing how to travel and how to have control of your dreams, it's just going to be amazing. Your
It's
life's going to change.
off the charts. Yeah.
Off the charts. So yes, so that's what we're gonna do. And in the price that you'll see on the website, all transportation and entrances are included. Now usually the trips that I like to do, there's always a bodyguard, which is a police of the Secret Service in Egypt. They accompany, they are always with us in the buses when we travel. And that is not a requirement, but it's a nice thing to have. Not because Egypt is dangerous. The times that I've been there, it's never been. But the government appreciates so much the international tourism that they want to make sure that we're protected and we're well taken care of. And the reason I mentioned this is because a lot of people are skeptical. They hear the news, this is happening there and there. I was one of those. But it's not like that. Egypt is a very friendly place. Sometimes extremely friendly. Everybody wants to get to know you, and they're very curious, but they're usually very nice and very generous. Of course, we will give you more tips and tricks about when we're over there and when you sign up so that you know. But for the most part, it's a really beautiful place, and especially if you're doing it to progress in your path of enlightenment, then this is the trip for you.
Yeah. And we do plan on doing a little Zoom meetup, one or two of those, so we can all get to know each other. So we're not going to be strangers when we get there. So
absolutely,
questions can be asked at that time. Yeah, and we'll go over the tips. Like Laura said, we'll go over those tips and give you some good information if it is your first time to Egypt, how to navigate that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. The other thing that I wanted to mention here is that I found out when I was setting up the payment plans and everything, Venmo and PayPal now offer payment plans. So if for any reason you feel like you really want to do this trip, but maybe the credit card doesn't allow it, or you don't have all the money, there are payment plans available through Venmo and PayPal. So that's another option. What else? Oh, passport, very important. So your passport, just make sure when you sign up that your passport is valid at least 6 months before you travel. So say if your passport, we travel in April, right? And let's say your passport expires April 25th, but you're traveling on April 10 or 11. Your passport needs to be valid. Yeah, so it doesn't matter if it's not expired yet. Egypt is very relaxed about letting people in. They just welcome everybody. And getting the visa is also very easy. It's only $35 last time I checked. And it can be done online. It's a very simple process, very, very easy to do. And if you still have issues, we will walk you through the process along the way. We'll give you full support on that. But passport is very important to make sure that your passport is valid before 6 months, that it doesn't expire, 6 months before you travel. So if it's gonna expire anytime before April, strongly recommend start renewing your passport before you actually book your travel.
Yes. Yeah. Very important information, right? Let's all check those passports and make sure we're in good shape for that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And visa is very easy to get. So, I mean, a lot of times you can even get it right there at the airport. But, I don't like to be waiting. So I just like to have it ready before I travel. Yeah.
Wonderful. And again, we'll talk more about that in the groups as you guys get signed up. We'll have some meetings and get everybody the help they need or some understanding. We are going to start, like Laura said, we're going to start a Facebook group page and a WhatsApp page. So because the accommodations are double occupancy. So if you're not traveling with a friend and you need a friend, you guys can find each other on the pages and networking and get yourself a travel buddy so that you can be roommates or get to know each other. And that sort of thing. And if they don't know anybody and need a roommate, how does that work, Laura?
So what we usually do is I mean, ideally you want to bring a friend to travel with because, it's usually more fun, those experiences. But if you don't, that's totally okay because usually when you get to a place like this and you start living all of those experiences, we end up like family. I'm telling you, it has not failed for me and for the people that I know because if you're being called to go to this trip, it's because it's a family reunion. Um, so Tracy, I'll tell them about that's the message that I got when we so my task, because it was more of a task that I got from being part of the Matthias group of task people is that everything that I learned with him, now it's my duty to spread it around the world, right? So while I was doing these plans, I just got a download saying Tracie needs to come because we need her in Egypt. She has to come. Family reunion. That's the word that I heard. And I kept pondering and thinking family reunion. And then I saw a vision of all the Arcturians and the blues and the pyramids. Like, oh, that makes total sense. Yes, Tracie needs to be here for her language and all of that. So that's how you guys are going to feel. Yeah, and that's how you're gonna feel. I mean, every trip that I've been to, that's exactly like, oh my God, I feel like family. I feel so good. And guys, the other thing is that the regular tourist doesn't do the things that we're gonna do. So you're gonna feel totally safe. If you ever had any woo-woo idea or behavior where you feel that you have to hide it, well, that's not gonna happen here. On the contrary, we're going to push you to blossom and to get all your superpowers out because we all have that superpower that we might have been repressing for society or this or that or whatever. That doesn't happen. So what ends up happening is that everybody feels so free to be themselves, to do what they wanted to do, to say what they wanted to say. And we had so many mediums out of the closet in these trips. Everybody
I love it when people come up to me and they go, this is gonna sound strange. I'm like, oh, honey.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like on the that is true. Like the same thing happens with all the workshops that I, had the opportunity and honor to do with you. It's like that because you have this like-minded energy people. It's a gathering, it's a get-together. So you end up having family to the point that I'll tell you, probably my sisters are gonna get mad if I say this in public, but like if I told my kids, if something were to happen to me, this is the people you need to call. Like, but what about my aunt? Like, what about your sister? Sorry, my cat wants to be.
It's so appropriate. Oh, they disappeared.
She loves to sit on my keyboard. So, by the way, this is Nephti, named after the goddess sister of Isis, the goddess of magic who helped Isis put Osiris back together after Seth chopped them up in 14 pieces. There she is. She's a Sphinx cat. There you go. Say hi, Tracie.
We tried to talk the other night too.
Sorry about that. Anyway, so it's gonna be a family reunion and you're gonna meet your galactic family. Not only in the ethereal plane, which is the purpose of the astral traveling and light language activation, so that you feel so comfortable to connect with your galactic family. I get so excited
about that part because light language comes in many different forms, but and all the forms are beautiful. And when people are speaking their language or moving to their language, whatever it is, it's amazing. So
and where they can be themselves. And Egypt, if you guys have any information about Egypt, they're very strict, right? Because especially in Cairo, old Cairo, especially, it's a super religious place. So there's a lot of things that you cannot do. You cannot meditate openly anywhere in Egypt. It is forbidden. There are so many things that are forbidden. But we've partnered with a group of people that totally gets us. This is why we get the advantage that not many people have, to have a private visit at the pyramid. So the pyramid is going to be all to ourselves for 2 hours. The Sphinx, a regular tourist doesn't get close to the Sphinx. They're far, probably like 50 feet away. We get to touch it. We get to, sleep on its paws. Like, we get to do all of that. We're all going to have an opportunity to get inside the king's chamber so that we can get our downloads. Because after all the work that we're going to be doing with all of our chakras, by the time we get to the pyramid and the crown chakra, that's just going to be for you, because your body will be cleared, will be purged. You'll have all these other tools like astral travel, light language, and you're going to be receiving all of your downloads.
Yeah.
So no many people has that opportunity, but we are very blessed that we have people that we know that not only will protect us, but will make sure that we get to do our thing when honestly nobody else really can. So it's a very privileged group as well.
Yeah, very exciting. Very exciting. All right. So what other questions do you guys have? Let us know.
Yeah.
And yeah, so 12 days. It's going to be a full 12 days.
Yes.
If you
12 nights, 13 days. Yeah.
There we go. And we got all the magic numbers going. We got the starts on the 11th and ends on the 22nd.
Yeah.
So
04/11/2024. So that's 4. And then if 11 and 2 is 4, and then 24. So yeah.
I know it just doesn't stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we were noticing that too. All the magic numbers are right there.
Yeah.
Everything about it is magical and exciting, and we can't wait to share that with you guys. So yeah, get signed up. If you have questions, ask us your questions.
Yes.
Yeah,
feel free to reach out, and there's more information on the website, which I'm sure is going to be posted in the how do you call those, comments
description
or
box.
description?
Yeah.
Thank you. In the description below.
Link there.
And then feel free to reach out to us through Facebook, our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. All of our channels are on the website. We're linked on the website too, so you can look for us, Tracie Mahan, Laura Mitre, and we can answer all your questions.
Yeah. And if we can't, we can find the answers.
That's true too.
So we'll get you hooked up. All right. I think this is exciting. I can't wait. Yeah, it's like the permagrin has been on my face since this got launched. So
yeah,
exciting. And all right, you guys, can't wait to hear from you and get this family reunion started, right?
That's right. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I'm so excited, and I can't wait to meet all of you. And subscribe, enroll, ask questions.
Right. And look, and we will get that Facebook page set up. We'll get the connections set up. So if you want to come check those out as well and get in on that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's
All
right.
right.
All right. Take care, you guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.